Right, so tuloy-tuloy tayo dito pa rin sa network appliances kasi marami-rami itong network appliances na items dito sa ating 3.3. So, kung kanina we talked about jump server and proxy server, this time let's talk about naman yung mga intrusion prevention and intrusion detection systems natin. So, yung una, we have what we call the HIDS and HIPS, which means, which means it's a host-based intrusion detection system or host-based intrusion prevention system. Okay, so kapag detection at saka prevention, lagi namang magkasama yan. I'm gonna discuss to you kung ano yung pinagkaiba nila, pero probably you're already get it kasi diniscuss na natin doon sa mga naunang video. Now, kapag sinabi natin host-based, meaning it's being deployed or installed doon sa mga endpoints, usually desktops and laptops or other smartphones na ginagamit natin sa enterprise natin. Host-based or endpoints. Now, kapag sinabi natin na NIDS or NIPS, ganun pa rin, intrusion prevention or intrusion detection system. Now, this is a network-based naman. So, meaning, it is designed to monitor the entire protected network or infrastructure. So, pangmalawakan ang sakop kapag ka NIDS or NIPS. Does that make sense? Pagka host-based, doon mismo sa end device or endpoints. Okay? Now, when we talk about NIDS and NIPS, pag-usapan natin kasi ito talaga yung kasama dun sa items natin. So, when we talked about NIDS, sabi nga natin, it's a network intrusion detection, okay? Network-based intrusion detection system, meaning, it's basically, ang ginagawa nito is it analyzes the whole packets, okay, both header and payload, looking for known events, and then when an event, for example, or when an intrusion is detected, it lag a message or kumbaga it generated a notification or a warning sa monitoring dashboard natin. Pwedeng magsisend ng email, pwedeng magkakaroon ng alarm doon sa dashboard, or pwedeng magsisend ng SMS, depende na sa setup. Pero it just lag a message or notify the system na merong na-detect na intrusion or event. Depende na kung ano yung definition ng event natin na nakasetup. Like for example, signature-based ba and so on na pag-uusapan natin later. So, ganun yung tinatawag natin na network-based intrusion detection. So, dinedetect lang niya and then it generates a notification or alarm or a message. Now, kapag sinabi natin na NIPS or Network Intrusion Prevention System, ang ginagawa nito, kapag na-detect niya na merong event or merong intrusion, for example, hindi lang niya nino-notify, hindi lang siya basta naglalag ng message, may kakayanan din siyang mag-reject or mag-prevent ng attack or ng intrusion. So, yun yung pinagkaiba nila. Kapag prevention system, it has the capability to reject or stop or prevent an attack or an intrusion. Depende kung ano yung nakadefine doon sa rules or policy na in-apply natin doon sa NIPS natin. Does that make sense? So, yung pinagkaiba nila kapag intrusion detection, meaning dinedetect lang niya, pero magno-notify at saka mag-a-alarm lang siya or maglalag ng message. Kapag intrusion prevention system, bukod sa mag-notify siya, may kakayanan siyang mag-reject or mag-prevent. Does that make sense? Good. Now, for example, ng mga enterprise-grade NIPS natin is Cisco Firepower IPS, Checkpoint IPS, and Trend Micro Tipping Point or Tipping Point, and some other well-known network appliances vendor and manufacturer. Lahat naman sila halos merong mga ganyan. Now, may mga devices, may mga appliances na magkasama na yung intrusion prevention at saka intrusion detection sa isang device. Like, for example, Cisco Firepower is a firewall. So, meron na siyang feature na gano'n. Yung mga next generation firewall, kasama na sila doon. Okay? Now, let's move on. When we talked about intrusion prevention system or intrusion detection system, meron tayong tinatawag na types of detection. So, meron tayong signature-based, which is mostly the common one, and anomaly-based. Okay? So, sa signature-based, basically, ang nangyayari is, it uses fingerprints or signature of known threats to identify them. Ibig sabihin, meron ng definition kung ano yung hinahanap natin na types of intrusion or types of attack, for example. So, dito is basically yung mga well-known viruses and malwares na ibig sabihin, familiar na yung device natin with that kind of signature o virus signature or nga, fingerprints din ang term doon sa ibang or ibang term na ginagamit doon, di ba? So kapag problema dito sa signature base, yung mga zero-day exploits kasi hindi pa siya, or zero-day vulnerabilities, since hindi pa siya sikat or hindi pa well-known yung signature niya kasi nga, di ba, zero-day means hindi pa well-known doon sa vendor or sa manufacturer yung type of vulnerability na yun. So wala pa silang information and more detailed characteristics ng malware or ng vulnerability. So, hindi pa siya nade-deploy dun sa, hindi pa niya na-i-inform yung mga client. So, yun yung problema kapag signature-based lang yung meron yung device natin. So, ibig sabihin, hindi niya madedetect yung mga zero-day vulnerabilities kasi nga, hindi pa niya alam yung characteristics ng zero-day vulnerabilities na yun. Kasi ang ginagamit na is yung mga signature na or characteristics ng mga malware or vulnerabilities or viruses. Nakukuha? Now, when we talk about the other one, like the anomaly base, it builds a model of normal behavior of the protected system. So, ibig sabihin, alam niya yung normal na galawan ng infrastructure natin, and then, kapag ka in the future, meron siyang na-detect na anomaly, okay, or nabago, for example, yung standard traffic natin every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, dapat spike lang hanggang 70%. Now, nakita nung ating network prevention and intrusion detection system, bakit nag-i-spike na hanggang 95? So, nagkaroon ng changes sa behavior ng infrastructure natin or nagkaroon ng anomaly. Ngayon, pwede niyang i-label yon as an event and then depende na kung anong sinet natin na actions, kung mag-generate ba, i-stop ba yung nagkukos ng utilization and so on. Pero you are getting the point, diba? So, kapag anomaly-based, based siya doon sa changes in the environment, which is nadedetect niya kung ano yung nangyari doon sa ano yung normal behavior and then ano yung nangyaring kakaiba from that normal behavior. Does that make sense? So yung pinagkaiba nila. Okay? So yung ang maganda dito is it can detect zero-day vulnerabilities kasi nga naiiba nandun yung changes eh. So ibig sabihin kahit zero-day vulnerabilities yan, tapos nag-cause yan ng anomaly, okay, from the normal setup or configuration ng environment natin, mag-trigger yung ating intrusion prevention or intrusion detection system. Okay? Now, we also have what we call modes of operation when we talked about intrusion detection at saka intrusion prevention system. So, yung modes of operation natin, we have what we call inline and passive. So, kapag sinabi natin na inline, meaning the traffic is going through our network is forced, okay? Forced to go or kumbaga dumaan muna sa isang physical or logical port ng mga sensors natin kagaya ng IPS and IDS. And then at the sensor, ina-analyze yung traffic na yun. So, yung needs and NIPs na pinag-usapan natin kanina usually placed near the firewall as an additional layer of security. So, kumbaga inline, for example, ito yung firewall ko, okay, or ito yung sensor ko, IDS and IPS ko, ifo-force ko lahat ng traffic dapat dadaan muna dito sa appliance na to. So, inline ang tawag natin doon. Now, kapag sinabi natin na passive, meaning, it doesn't need to go through the appliance, yung traffic. So, ang nangyayari is, yung mga sensors natin will collect and forward the informations or the alerts to our network intrusion detection and prevention system. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pwede na natin, okay, hindi na natin kailangan puwersahin yung traffic na padaanin sa appliance. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin, meron na tayong monitoring for the infrastructure. Yung mga traffic na yon or yung mga alerts na yon, yung mga sensors na natin ang magsisend sa need server natin or sa NIPS server natin. So, yung pinagkaiba nila kapag ka-inline, you are forcing the traffic to go through a physical appliance or port ng sensor. Kapag ka-passive, hindi na. Kinokolekta mo na lang all throughout your network using the sensors na naka-deploy sa infrastructure mo. Does that make sense? Goods. So again, hinati-hati natin itong mga items under network appliance kasi medyo marami siya. Gusto kong mag-gets nyo at least, okay, at least yung mga key characteristics ng mga item na yun or ng mga network appliance na yun, nang sa ganun meron kayong idea. Yun nga yung goal natin dito sa Security Plus, diba? So magkaroon tayo ng baseline or foundation dito sa mga terminology and technology na magagamit natin, not just by passing the CompTIA Security Plus exam, but by building the foundation. Okay, so I'll see you on the next lesson.